This module 2, we are going to see about method, handling the exceptions, and monitoring the applications. So your lab also consists of 3 exercises that I'm going to upload the step by step how to complete the lab. So we are going to see the module about creating and invoking the methods. Sometimes if you are familiar with different types of language, you can think of a methods as a functions. Okay, the functions encapsulate certain part, a block of code. Okay, so this block of code is being reused over and over again, rather than copy and pasting this type of coding all over the place. You can create a method. Okay, so the good thing about the lab that is even teach you how to use a simple step to highlight the whole block of code and create a method out of it. Yes, all you need to do is just highlight that code and then export it as a method and then give the name for the method. That's it. Creating overloaded methods and using optional and output parameter, and then also handling exceptions and monitoring applications. So I mentioned before, you can think of method as a functions. It encapsulates operations that protect data. Also, .NET Framework applications contain the main method, which is the main entry point. The .NET Framework provides many methods in the base class library. That's why when you start your coding in C#, you always type using and then the name of the classes that you're going to add into your code. Okay, so you don't have to create so many methods because you just use whatever methods already exist in the system, okay, in the base class library. So methods comprise of 2 elements. The method or specifications. Okay, what if you think about functions, it's the same. What type of parameter you want to pass into the method or into the functions? Okay? What will this method return? Okay, what's the name of the method? And what is the block of code inside the method? What is this method doing? Okay, you can use the ref keywords to pass the parameter reference. So this is the example. You create a method called start service and you pass a couple of value. Okay, and this is the actions for your method. You can use the return key, okay, to return the value on your method. So it means this method is returning a string. Okay, so this is the one that you return. You invoke the method by calling the name of the method. Okay, so call the method name and pass any parameter inside the method. Okay, in this case, if you call this method, you need to pass integer and a boolean value. So this is the example. Okay, you just call start service. That is the name of the method. Pass the first variable is 2000 and the second variable is true. Okay, it's being passed here, and then the methods will run accordingly. When you debug the methods, you can step through the code. Okay, step over, step into, and step out of the method. So typically, you put a breakpoints. Okay, once you put a breakpoint, you can choose these options. Let's take a look one by one. Okay, so step into execute the statement at the current executions position. So wherever your current positions is, the step into will execute the current statement wherever the statement now. For example, there's a for loop. Okay, so we execute the for loop. If the statement is a method call, for example, okay, it will go to that method and go into the method and run whatever the method is actions is doing, one line at a time. Okay, so that's step into. Sometimes you want to skip some part, so there is something called step over. Step over execute the statement at the current execution's positions. However, it does not step into the method. So if there's if it founds any method, okay, so instead the code inside the method executes, and it will execute the positions after the method call. Okay. So that's step over. Okay, so the code will move to the statement after the method call. Okay. Unless the code for the method or property, you put the breakpoint inside. So if we start from the breakpoint, yeah. So otherwise, if this feature will not step into the code inside the method, yeah, unless you put this breakpoint. Step out, on the other hand, enable you to execute the remaining code in the method. Okay, so executions will continue to the statement that call the method, and then pass and then pause at that point. Okay, so step out, if you click the step out, okay, it will continue with the remaining code. If you're currently in the method, you put the breakpoint inside the method, it will continue the remaining code in the method. Okay, and executions will continue to the statement that call, and it will go back to the method.